everybody! We just ran into the dresser like a bunch of idiots. Yes. There we go. How's everybody doing this week? I hope you're doing really good. I've had a very tiring week this week, but you know, c'est la vie. But this week's video, I decided I was going to do things you wouldn't really realize when starting cosmetology school. Yeah, that sounds like a really long name. So, I started cosmetology school October 2014. I went to cosmetology school about halfway and then I stopped going. But the things you don't realize is when you go to cosmetology school, I don't know if it's like this for every school, so don't be like, hey, you know, we never did that, blah, blah, blah. My cosmetology school that I went to, you had to have a full face of makeup and your hair done by the time you got to school at 8 o'clock in the morning. Are you kidding me? Oh, it was so exhausting, and I'm not a morning person anyway, so it was really difficult for me. I just, ugh. Even thinking about it just makes me go, ugh. Because I can stay up till 8 o'clock in the morning a lot easier than I can wake up for 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm just a night owl. I know it, my friends know it, my family know it, everybody knows it. But the second thing they don't tell you is there are weird hours. Like, we went to school from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You know, it was always full time, and you had to work your schedule around that full time, and it was very hard to try to keep up with life. Now, you usually go 40 hours a week. Most people go Monday through Friday, and that is it. But our school, we did 32 hours because we went from Monday to Thursdays. We had Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays off. But, you know, that also makes your schooling longer. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of it. It makes your time longer to go to school because of that 8 hours that you missed. And I don't know if there's any part-time cosmetology schools around here, because I loved it. It was fun and everything. Just not the right place for me. You have to work on real people. Like, you actually have a salon that people go to get their hair done and stuff like that. And I guess that's a normal thing for it. I just never thought about it, because I thought we were going to strictly learn on mannequins the whole time until we got our schooling done, and then when we got our apprenticeship, then we would work on real people. But that's not the case. You work on real people while you're in cosmetology school. And if you're not very socially out there, I guess, like if you can't strike up a conversation with random people, then it's really hard to be a cosmetologist, because I have a lot of problems like trying to find conversation because I concentrate on things so easy, so much. Oh my gosh, I wish I could talk tonight. If you have problems with that kind of stuff, it's kind of harder to become a cosmetologist. You have to have a bubbly personality, and that's something I just don't have. And it's not bad or anything, I just don't have it. And another thing they don't tell you is the amount of bookwork is in cosmetology school. A lot of people think cosmetology school or doing hair or, you know, doing nails is just a bunch of practice, 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 which a lot of it is, so you can ingrain it in your brain. But it's not just cutting hair, it's not just coloring hair, it's not just polishing nails or doing a pedicure or a manicure. There's so much more that goes into it. Like, I had to learn trichology, which is study of the hair. I had to learn about molecules and chemistry and all these other things that people don't think you would have to learn for cosmetology. Like, I can tell you a lot of the funguses and diseases when you don't sanitize your materials right. I know all those things because I had to physically study them. Sorry, Thor won't stop barking. He's barking at the horses by our house. But people just think it's, oh, you learn to go snip, 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 and, you know, measure this and do that and slap color here and go with whatever there. There is a lot of studying that goes on. We have to take state boards twice. State board for apprentice for when you first come out of cosmetology school. Every state is different. They all have their own set of rules. Now for Kentucky, you have to have 1,800 hours of schooling before you can even take your state board test to become an apprentice. And then you have to be an apprentice for 6 months for 20 hours or more a week. And then you can, after that, you can take your master's, which means, you know, you can be a licensed cosmetologist, and there's 2 parts to it, and it's just, it's crazy to think about. There's just so much stuff that goes on with it. But a lot of people think that just because you do hair, you're going to do it for free. Like, I had to drop a lot of money on my education, and you just want me to work for free. It's very inconsiderate to think that. Because, you know, I spent all this money, I put in all this time, and then you're just going to want me to do the work for free. Now granted, you know, it's nice, and it's sometimes it's just an excuse to hang out with your friends or do whatever, but it's work. It's not easy to color hair or to do a haircut. Haircuts are a lot easier than color, because color takes time, and it's just, ugh. But it's aggravating. And yeah, I guess those are all the real points that I really had to touch on there. Just be thankful for your cosmetologist, for somebody who cuts your hair, or maybe your mom cuts your hair in the kitchen, but maybe she's a hairdresser. You know, there's so many things you have to think about in that situation. But just be thankful for the person who deals with your hair, because they know a lot, and it's very, very difficult to be a cosmetologist. It's not just snip, snip, slap color, done, boom, you look amazing. There's a lot of time and effort and blood and sweat and tears, and there's a lot. But just be thankful for your cosmetologist, and don't take them for granted, because they're people too. But that's this week's video. If you like it, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I always like new people on my channel. Just make sure to leave a comment about the weirdest thing you've ever heard from your cosmetologist, or things that they have done exceptionally well. But that's this week's video. If you guys like it, please like, comment, share, and subscribe again. Thank you guys. Y'all have a great week. Bye.